Hey guys. Well, I don't have let me just tell you the newest. Let me just tell you what's been going on. She's still continuing. She's a complete lunatic. I actually think that she is MK Ultra. I think that her mind has been taken over. Because if you could just see what she does, you guys, it's almost comical. It is comical, actually. It is comical. So she's still trying. Always. I don't think she sleeps. So she is always trying to put one of the weapons underneath me. There's confirmation. I don't know if you guys heard that ding, but so okay, so let's backstep a little bit. So I told you in the last video what I was kind of surmising because people are like, well, why in the world is all this happening? Well, I'm telling the truth on my channel, of course. And God tells me, Amy, your truth and your authenticity are what win everybody over and let them know that you are telling the truth. He's always told me that. He's also said, I'm redeemed from the curse of the law. And I know what he means by that because I know certain things that I've told all of you, that have kind of waken you up through the years as to what's going on behind the scenes and what it's all about. So I'm going to just, for those of you who are watching who are kind of new, this is some things that you need to know about what's happening right now in our world that you may not be aware of. Um, some of this may be shocking, but I'm telling you the truth. And like God says, my truth and my authenticity are the thing that are the only weapons I need. Okay. So, um, first and foremost, cops. Um, they get all excited. They get all excited. I'm going to be a cop someday. I'm going to protect people. What they don't realize is that they're not actually working for a government. If they do get hired as a cop, they're not working for the government. They pretend they're the government, but they're a for-profit corporation listed on Dun and Bradstreet. I've looked up where I live right now, and it goes by a different name than what they have on their building or what they have on their website, but you'll find it. Go on Dun and Bradstreet, look it up, look up the address. And you'll find it. You'll see it. It might take a minute. It took me a minute, but I found it. They are a for-profit corporation pretending to be, but what are they really? Why would they have to pretend to be the government? Well, because they are Satanists. I'm sorry, cops. Those of you who don't know this, you're working for Satan. And you could tell in the courtrooms. You can tell, like, if you really pay attention, if you're in the higher ups, if you're closer to judge status or you've been a cop for a really long time, you probably know now. But those who are new probably don't realize it until they start to see like a lot of injustices happening and cops not doing anything about it. And they probably think, oh, those are just corrupt cops. They're not corrupt cops. The whole thing is satanic. I'm so sorry to disappoint you. For those of you who didn't realize that. And here's the thing you have to realize about Satanists, Luciferians. Bad people, Nefarians, okay? People who don't give a shit about human beings and want them dead and quieted, okay? So basically, they have infiltrated our government and every place that has control, every three-letter agency and everything, because they're driving sex trafficking, okay? They're killing and raping children, a lot of them for a lot of money. Your money, when you get that speeding ticket, when you get whatever money that they're cultivating, pretending, the court system's all fake. Okay. Admiralty law is completely fake. Now, if you want proof of this, if you want to do a little dive into it, there are two books you need to go get right now that are really cheap and really small on Amazon that will tell you everything you need to know. Go get it right now. Okay. UCC Connection. Okay, it's a white book with some people standing on the front. The other book is Meet Your Straw Man. Okay, so go get those books and you'll understand You'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay. So, and you can write some letters of inquiry to prove your point. Wherever you live, you can write these letters of inquiry that basically say, where's your business license? Can you provide your business license? They won't because they can't because they're not. Or, how can you say that you're a government? Can you show me that? They're not. They're a sex trafficking revenue stream, right? And I happen to be sitting in the hub of one of the worst satanic rings ever. I mean, I've never been attacked like I am right now. I've never even knew what a direct energy weapon was until I moved here. And everybody uses them here. They're like the popular thing here. So, um, yeah, but they're everywhere. And that's the thing that we don't realize is that the world we've been living in has been doing this all behind the scenes, using our money for it. This is all coming, that the person in charge right now, who isn't really actually the person in charge. We're in martial law. We've been in martial law for quite a while, actually. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of cops don't know that. Also, as a part of martial law, and just generally speaking, the military is watching and listening to everything. They're watching everywhere you go. They're watching everyone you talk to. They're listening through your phones. They're looking at your text messages. There's nothing that gets past these guys. All right. So just want you to know. Now that's cops. It's everybody, every single person out there. If you're involved in the chain of events that's happening right now, like with me, oh, you're being watched real close. You're being monitored real, real close. This is going to be so awesome. So, okay, so I covered the cops, martial law, that the military is actually in charge. This is the alliance in the background, the good guys working for, I was going to say the person in charge, the person who appears to be in charge, that starts with a capital T. That guy. What he's doing right now is he's putting out executive orders, which also don't exist. Okay, but it's talking in their language. UCC is their language. Policies, procedures, all the bullshit that's all made up and fake. Any policy, procedure, or any shit is all fake. Okay, common law is the only actual real law. Don't kill somebody. Hello, Satanists. Don't kill anybody. Okay. Don't steal from anybody and don't scam anybody intentionally. Okay? That's it. Those are the only real actual laws that exist. You can there are no other rules. Not really, not in existence, except some kind of like made up fake thing to rule people and be tyrannical and to make money for their sex with their little infants and things. Okay? So they're little play toys. They're like they get $10,000 or $20,000 to sell their kid to have sex with their kid. Isn't that awful? And they sell out their kid like 10, 20 times a day sometimes. I mean, I don't even want to go into that part. I'm not even going to go into that. But these guys are rampant in it. These guys are these guys are deep in it. The ones where I'm at. And they all know they're going down and they're getting frantic. They're getting frustrated. And they don't know what to do. Getting rid of me is only going to get rid of one little tiny, mouthpiece. You guys are going down no matter what. Just accept your failure. It's not even failure. Your time is over. Your time is up. 100%. Isn't any wiggle room. What is it? When they did Project Looking Glass a long time ago, they tried to look at which way could the Nefarians win, and none of them. No scenario ever in existence ever happened where the Nefarians actually won. And we're in a very positive timeline right now. Very positive. So anybody watching this video, there's no way in hell. If you're a Satanist, there's no way in hell you're winning. There's just no way. So if I were you, I would fucking bail. I'd bail and I'd get on the good side as quick as you can, especially if you have any kind of goodness in your heart. because your punishment is going to be a lot lighter. In fact, those who've been supporting me, and I know that there are some Satanists and Masons and people that have been actually standing up for me and saying, back the F off. They've been telling her to back off. But because she's been programmed with the MK Ultra or whatever, she needs a handler to like snap her off, to flip the off switch or something. But because of these people who have been basically looking out for me in a way, whether they're doing it for, like trying to look out for her and try to say like, dude, you're like, you don't know what you're doing here. You're not going to win this battle no matter what. There's just no way. So, I mean, they could be looking out for her, but whatever they're doing, if they're doing anything that's benefiting me right now, I'm sending them so many blessings right now. I'm giving them so much strength. I'm giving them so much courage, and I'm giving them so much, like, whatever I can fuel them with right now to do the right thing, to continue to do whatever that is. Stand up against it, because it's a lost cause, you guys. It's crumbling before our eyes. No three-letter agencies have power anymore. People are realizing, and they're knowing some of these things, that their government doesn't actually exist. The republic is real. Sheriffs, if they're not tainted, if they've not been bought, if they're not corrupt, those guys are supposed to be the real deal. If they're not, they'll get kicked out real soon here, any second. So if you really are like a good guy on this, really wanting humanity to be living by the Constitution, which we're about to be, because Nassara is about to roll out. Nassara, that's a whole other thing, okay? You guys, let me go into Nassara for just a minute, all right? Nassara is like a miracle. It's like the Great Jubilee, and it's in conjunction with the awakening that's happening right now. Awakening. They're awakening to all of the bullshit you guys were trying to lie about and hide forever. So both of these things are happening where there's going to be debt dismissal, debt relief. So and we all, and I've gone into this so many times, but I'll just tell you again. Credit cards are a scam. Having to pay for our electricity, our water, and all the essentials, that's all a scam. All of it is a scam. When we were born, we were given a social security number, we were given a trust, and everything that we have signed our name on with a social security number has basically signed us, has basically given whoever we're giving that signature to permission to take money from our trust, and we're traded on the stock market, on the New York Stock Exchange. Every marriage that you have, that's not a marriage. That's a government contract where they can take money from you. Where it's not a marriage by God at all, by any means. Okay, you got to do it correctly for it to actually be a marriage by God. You have a marriage by the state. You have a marriage to the state and to pay them. So, and they get money off of every single contract that you sign and put your, social security number on. Anyway, so all of our supposed debt. So we've been double dipping by paying off something that's already been paid off. So we pay $3,000 on our credit card every month or something. They've already gotten that $3,000 from our trust because we signed our signature and social security number. They already got paid. Okay. Then they're charging us $300. So they're making double. They're making $6,000 a month off of us spending $3,000, when in actuality, we should be living off of our trust. And everything that we buy should be paid for automatically. We should be like living for free. No, not like, we should be living for free. We should be totally and completely free. But because what these Nefarians are doing to fake everybody out and to act like some kind of tyrannical rulers and bullies and all this stuff, they've been getting away with it for way too long. And that end of that is right now, is near. Okay. So God's been giving me very specific instructions all along. What they try to do in a situation like this, and it's kind of funny because when I moved in here, the apartment manager said something to the effect of, well, you don't walk loud, do you? I can't imagine that you would be somebody who walks loud. As long as you don't walk loud, that's fine, or something like that. I was just like, that's interesting. Like usually people are pretty, I would think, because I would be really respectful of sounds, And I had talked to the lady that lives downstairs. She's absolutely charming and I love her so much. She is the sweetest woman. And every time we run into each other, she's like, I'm so sorry about if you ever hear the child screaming or whatever. I'm just like, I never hear anything because I don't get irritated by stuff like that. I don't really care. And there's a baby over there too. Everybody just lives their life and I let everybody be. I have a very high tolerance for any kind of bullshit. Like, I'm not saying that that's bullshit, but I'm just saying, like, I have a very high tolerance for any kind of, um, I don't know. People live and there's noise around you. I was just glad to be somewhere semi-safe, right? As long as I was safe and things were peaceful and I was being left alone, I was leaving them alone. Um, but now the daughter is attacking me incessantly since January 17th. It's been a month now. Every moment of every day, she's trying to put this thing underneath me, and she's got like 3 to 5 different ones. They sound different, they feel different, they give a different effect. As you guys know, the one I think the video before the last one, that she had some kind of radiation bomb she even tried. I'm just like, God, that's like, this got to be pretty costly. It's got, you know, and people have the reasons. I have no idea. I've never done anything to her or the daughter. All I get from the daughter looking at her is just a frowny face. She just doesn't smile. That's all I know about her. So I have no idea why she's after me. I kind of surmised in the last video because, like, just all the stuff that's going on in the world right now, all the wonderful things that are about to happen. They don't want me to go on to this beautiful new life we're about to have, which I fucking deserve it. After all the shit that I've been through my entire life, after all the ways they've held me back, and you find out as you go along, you find out if you're someone like me, that they've been tracking you your entire life since you were a little kid and trying to sabotage you the whole entire time. Well, it's payback time, you guys. It's payback time. And God has told me, well, before I get to that part, God has given me a date when these guys are getting rounded up or when this is over. So, I mean, in terms of my situation, and it's soon. It's soon. Okay. Um, but what happened was God told me finally yesterday, he was like, I was like relieved for a second because I was just like, I'm not going to go to the cops because obviously they're the Satanists. They're not going to, they're not going to actually protect like they say they will. In fact, they'll set you up if anything. They'll try to make you look crazy or something. Like in this particular situation, they'll deny that there are energy weapons down below, but boy, they'll sure take a note of me stomping around and doing and making noise and stuff. Oh, domestic disturbance, right? Um, so they'll, accentuate one thing, make this thing, they just totally play it to their favor, of course, because they're trying to what? They're trying to keep the sex trafficking ring going. They're trying to keep all the nefarious stuff going. So they'll set people up like that. And I've just called them out right now. If they even try that, they will not get away with that. It's like a kid being kidnapped and kicking the walls to let the next door neighbor know they've been kidnapped, right? Like whenever the captor leaves the house and goes for groceries or something, they got the kid tied up and they're kicking the wall to get the neighbor's attention. That fucking kid is not in trouble, dude. The fucking captor is, okay? The one who went out the door to get the groceries and tied the kid up, okay? I'm innocent. I've done nothing wrong. If I'm stomping, it's because I'm trying to signal other people in the household I know what the fuck is going on. And the louder, and if I don't get any peace and I don't get to sleep, neither are you. You guys have to do something about this. I know there are other people living down there, and I know they don't like it. I know they don't like it. So it's not fair for them to sleep peaceful and let her get away with it while I don't get any rest, while I don't get any peace. It doesn't even make sense. So, to the degree she's attacking me is the degree that I stomp. And I'm usually very, very quiet. I am so respectful of noise. I've got like cushy shoes I walk around in. They're like rubber soled shoes. And I'm so quiet, you guys. I'm so respectful and so quiet. It's unbelievable. But they get that right taken away. They get that respect taken away when they're allowing her to do that. And she's been muffling it. She's been putting something over it to make it quieter, but it's still getting me. So my contact information is underneath this video. Okay. So if you want to contact me, I will tell you what she's up to. Okay. At any given moment. Yeah, I can't even tell you, like all the Satanists know what she's up to. They all know what weapon she's using and everything. They got it all. They got it all. But I went down. So God tells me, here's what I was getting to. God told me to go down to the police. And he said, I want you to bare your heart. I want you to just completely be yourself and tell them everything. So I got there. I'm trying to think of like what to say and what not to say for a second here because I have to be a little bit careful. Yeah. So I went down there and they made me wait 2.5 hours while they surmised and planned. Oh my God, she's here. She's here in our lobby. What do we do? Oh dear. You go do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. You go do it. No, I'm not gonna be a part of this. You know? The smart ones are like, no, 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 no. You guys do it, you know? So finally they picked somebody stupid enough to come at me. It took 2.5 hours to convince some fool to do it. He shows up with the first thing that he did wrong is he showed up with a mental health professional. Okay. That has setup written all over it, guys. If any rational, caring human being who isn't a Satanist is going to be like, oh, wow, this person is distressed and they've waited like 2.5 hours to talk. I'm going to take them aside privately and I'm going to really connect with them and listen to what they have to say, really, truly hear it. And the questions that they ask is also a big key. If they ask you questions like, tell me more about it. What is it like? What is it? Because I've never seen one. I've heard of them, but it's usually stuff that's passed around in the dark between those Satanists, and there are way more Satanists than we know, which is why they're so strong. Because they're like little rats in the sewer. There's like tons of them. They're everywhere. It's like somebody told me once, a Satanist that was talking in a group, kind of telling on them, said this. They're like every 3 to 5 houses. Probably in this neighborhood, they're every other house. I would bet, maybe even more. Anyway, so they ask questions to try to frame you or to try to set you up instead of trying to help you. So that's the first thing you look for. And somebody automatically bringing a mental health professional. They heard direct energy weapon and they were like, oh, we're putting the kibosh on this, man. We're not going to have our sex trafficking stop. Hell no. We need more kids to rape. We need more money to bring in for this. Like, we're not going down without a fight. We're going to bring this mental health professional to come in and act like some kind of, you know. So sure enough, he starts asking those questions that are just like, like this stern, obviously he wasn't looking out for me, nor did he give a shit at all. So he asked these questions and I still gave him the answers like God said. He said, be honest, give your heart. Also, they'll make you feel hurried to talk. So I felt like as much as I wanted to stay present, I kind of felt like he was tapping his toes. Like, I want this over with. Like, I want you to just leave, So I was just like, okay, trying to explain it as fast as I could, which is I was kind of like, well, why am I doing this? It's a behavior you do because they're pressuring you. because they're making you feel bad for even taking up their time at all, you know? So sure enough, I explain as much as he could get out of me. And some of the information he needs to relay back to the other Satanists now. He's got to go report that back. Oh, guess what? She told me blah, 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 blah is going on. And they're all texting each other. Oh, da, 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 you know. I even came home and remember that neighbor that tried to put the asbestos in my carpet. She was like, I was coming up the stairs. She was so scared. She jumped inside immediately. She was about to go outside. She just jumped back inside. And I was like, I hear you. God. Oh, they're such little cowards. So anyway, so he proceeds to tell me, he says, I know what's going on here. You're imagining it all. It's like, really? Really? You come over and spend time in my apartment for a while? Of course, I'd have to be gone and you'd have to pretend to be me because she knows my footsteps. She knows what I sound like. Oh God, that was, oh my, I just about lost it, man. I haven't been that pissed off for, oh my God, like God does not like to see me cry but he really does not like to see me pissed off. I was pissed as hell, but I was also really happy, really excited because I caught him. I caught him. Um, there should have been no reason. There were two cops and a mental health professional. That was a setup. So that's now been proven. Now that you know that the military is watching everything, they're listening on the phone calls. They knew they kept me waiting for 2.5 hours, trying to put up a plan, trying to surmise who's going to get her, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, you know? And I knew what God was doing. God is giving all these people a chance. Everybody involved in this situation who isn't doing a thing about it, you guys are screwed. All of you who are not trying to stop her or catch her or take a video or take a picture of what she's doing. You guys are going to be in massive trouble. Massive trouble. So our world is changing quickly for the better, and it is going to be a safe place. People like you are not going to be in it anymore, or you're just going to be completely dead broke. And if you think that you're going to get paid off if somebody's saying that they're going to pay you, for doing something to me, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. If they've told you they're going to take you someplace safe or something once you've done it, no, no. Yeah. Okay, here's the biggest thing you should understand about Satanists. They're liars. They're just liars. They always lie. They don't even know what the truth is. They don't even, most of them don't. And if they do know the truth and they lie, a lot of them are just people pleasing the other Satanists because they know the whole department, all of them are going to get on their case, and maybe they'll, put the direct energy weapon on them. They're like, I don't want it on me. Let it be on her. But my blood, my whatever is on your hands, dude. Like if you make the wrong decision in this case, it's gonna come down on you. And I know who you are. And I remember looking down at your name, and I got that name. Okay. So I'm just saying, the big boss here is God. Then it's the military. Then it's the Mr. T and everything else. But he is here. Here's what I was going to say about the executive order. Sorry, I'm bouncing around so much. I get off on these tangents. The executive orders that Trump is putting together. I said his name. The executive order she's putting together is playing them at their own game. They know it. They know it. Executive orders don't. They're nothing. But he's dismantled. Look up the Chevron deference. He's dismantled all three-letter agencies or any kind of agency that says that that this should be this way. Another appearance. It's Annie. Oh, sweetheart. So Like a good, beautiful sweetheart. My love. You've been through so much, huh, sweetie baby? Please pray for my babies. These guys love attacking them. They won't get away with it for too much longer. Yeah, sweetheart. So, anyway, like I said, the policies, procedures, executive orders, and all that stuff is baloney. So that's why they're going to be downgrading the government too. Is we're going to actually have like the republic, and the republic is going to keep the law basic and simple, and it's all going to be common law, and it's all going to be based on those three things that I talked about. Um, and my sweetheart. So yeah, so he's doing that to kind of, but he's also like using their own system against them. Just like, if you ever sign something, make sure that you put UCC 1-308 and you could put without prejudice, or all rights reserved underneath that, but always put that underneath your signature because it shows that you know what's going on and that you're not going to get duped by some kind of thing that you don't know about. Like there's not some kind of fine print they're going to catch you on, or some kind of um, something that they can use against you that they didn't. Contracts are supposed to be totally out in the open. They're supposed to be pretty basic, and they're supposed to be something that both of you and the other party totally understand, and that both of you have gone through thoroughly and explained thoroughly, and you've both compromised on certain points. I want this, I don't want that. I agree to this, I don't want that. I mean, even if you talk about an apartment or whatever, both of you should be able to say, well, how many animals do you have? Okay, that will be fine. Let's just make sure that we put that down. Or how many, kids or whatever, like figuring it all out. Do you want us to come fumigate around your house or around your apartment or whatever? No, I don't. I don't believe in that. I don't, that's toxic stuff. I don't want it in my home. Okay, that's fine. We'll just make sure that you're, not on that. And it's all agreed upon. Everybody feels very comfortable with it, and it's all out in the open. Instead of this is the way that it is at this place, and you're going to get kicked out if not. In fact, the apartment manager told me one time when I moved in something about that when crimes happen around here, the person who called it in is usually the one who gets in trouble and kicked out, as opposed to the person who actually did the crime. I was like, whoa, that's really telling. That's really telling. Satanist network is in control. So that's like pretty much ass backwards. So somebody who is being harassed like I am, they need to have my back. They're going to get sued if they don't. If they try kicking me out or doing anything like that for any reason, I'm going to say, number one, it wasn't a contract. Nothing was like both of us compromised and agreed to it. And you have to have both wet ink signatures of both people that agreed to all the points. I was just given a stack of papers here, just sign it at the end. None of it was talked about. None of it was discussed. None of it was compromised on. None of the points were compromised. It was like you do as we say, or you don't do it at all. Okay. That's not a contract. It's an illegal contract. That doesn't work. It doesn't. So you have nothing actually legal, lawful, nothing actually truly constitutionally lawful by common law that's happening there. It should just be like everybody who moves in or whatever, they, to each his own. Everybody just does what they want to, as long as it's respectful to others and everybody is good to each other, right? So according to common law and according to truth and according to honor and according to authenticity, the way that things should be working right now is the minute they found out there was a direct energy weapon being used on me, they would be disturbing the peace. They would be attempting to kill somebody above them. They'd be immediately ejected. But that's not how things are working. That's not how things are working right now. And the cops don't have my back, and the sheriff knows about it. I've written him many, many emails. I don't get a call back. I don't get an email back. I've heard he's corrupt or that he plays both sides. I don't know. Maybe he's working with the military behind the scenes trying to do something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I do know that God's got my back. That's one thing I do know. Um, so I'm not going anywhere. Their objective is to either kill me or get me scared enough or uncomfortable enough to run away. And I did it like 3 times. I did it at that hotel I told you guys about. I need to put that video back up. Um, so that one hotel, the first time that I had a direct energy weapon used, and I was like, wow, that's very uncomfortable. I don't like that at all. And I asked to be moved to another room, and it was terrible. It was a big setup. That was the first like nefarious, like my exposure to like a whole network of them that were planning this whole thing. So it started there. I went to an Airbnb and they used the weapon there. And then it made me, run to the next place. I mean, all the while though, God was telling me what to do. Okay, stay. Okay, go. I go to the next place, stay, go. It's because God was catching up everybody. He was gathering up all the evidence and the proof and everything that he needed to because the military's watching. Okay. All the while, I'm being tracked and monitored all along the way, all of my emails, all my text messages, everywhere that I go, everything that happens is all being kept track of. So I went from this place to this place, but this is what they do to people. They try to make them feel like they're unsafe going anywhere and that they have to scurry from place to place like that. So yeah, so I went from the hotel to the Airbnb to the vacation rental place, and they did it to me there. They did it, the third place, they did it to me there. Oh yeah, I guess the first place did poison too. I don't think the second place poisoned me. Maybe though, I don't know. But the third place, definitely, that's that one that I had like I made a whole list of um what was detected at the offices that I used to detect that stuff. And they're very accurate. They detected about, I don't know, what was it? I made a list for you guys in that last, like 2, 3 videos ago. I made a long list of all of it. Like, I think my cats were exposed to like 30 things or something, or they had to get medicine for like 30 things that they had to overcome. I monitor them all the time. I'm always getting their vitality checked. I check if they sneeze about anything or they cough or if they do anything outside of being completely comfortable, I immediately jump on it and find out what it was they were exposed to. It becomes a part of my evidence. Okay. And I buy medicine for them and get them better. So they're probably healthier. I think they're healthier. Their vitality is higher than mine. They're doing better than me. Um, at least right now. But they've really been through it. They've seriously been through it. But anyway, so we've all been subject to like a ton of poisons too, all the time. Um, and I think I had said in the last video that that I had even Salmonella, E. coli in the same week. And then all that other stuff. So anyway, I don't want to just babble. I just want to make sure that I get some of these points down. We need to be talking about this stuff too, because some of you commented and have told me that you've had the direct energy weapons used too. And God told me oh God, like a month before this happened, he's like, don't let them gaslight you. You're telling the truth. And and here's the cool thing. If you're like me and you've developed a reputation and everybody knows on your channel and I've got so many testimonials and people who know me that know I always tell the truth. I'm always honest and I don't hide anything. Look at me, no makeup. I don't care about the lighting. Somebody said your lighting is a little off on these videos. I was like, dude, do you realize the situation I'm in? I don't give a shit about the lighting right now. I don't care about anything except like getting the word out to you guys and warning you guys and actually spreading the word because we all need to be talking about this stuff. The more that we all talk about this stuff and we don't let them gaslight us like that, the more power we're building. This is a revolution against the Satanists. It's a revolution against anybody bad trying to pick on anybody kind and loving. So, but just listen to your intuition, listen to God, because God will lead you the whole way. And he's been warning me about all this stuff the whole time. And he's been telling me exactly what to do and what not to do. So even the stomping, I'll be like, should I stomp on this one? And he's like, nah. Okay, now, So I'm like, okay. So he like dictates my every move, um, just about my every word. So let God be in charge. And the way you do that is be very present in the moment, right? Yeah, it's all falling apart for these guys and they're losing power and they don't like it at all. So some of these, you know how narcissists don't die easy, man. Narcissists get worse. They freak out. Sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, that's what we're dealing with. That's what a lot of these people are. So they're like flailing, freaking out. Like, I don't know what to do, running around with their heads cut off. And they got nowhere to go. Because here's what I was going to say about Nasara too. Look up Nasara, guys. Um, I think there's a website, Nasara-show. No, just Sara. Because there's a global and a national. The national is with an N. The global is with a G. So look up Gesara, GESARA-show.com. Gesarashow.com. Actually, if you scroll down, it'll show you all the benefits. We're coming into plenty of money for everybody, you guys. Like, we're going to have all of that money they've been stealing from us all along. The IRS is being completely destroyed and dismantled. Do not pay your taxes, you guys. I'm just saying, like, I have, when don't even like, I'm not giving you any kind of financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not, but I wouldn't do it because it's part of the old system. It's crumbling. The IRS is being dismantled. The Treasury is taking over in place of the IRS, from what I understand. So put it off as long as you can. Don't pay it because it's going towards sex trafficking. It's all going towards sex trafficking so they can have their pedophilia ways with your children. Don't give in to their bullying. Don't give in to their bullying anymore. No more gaslighting and no more bullying and no more harassing. It needs to stop. We have to stand up. We don't have to be mean about it or nasty about it like they are, but we need to be firm and we need to know what we know. Okay. Yeah. Gaslighting just doesn't cut it anymore, guys. The only thing that's going to work going forward is truth and authenticity. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to cut it. You know? So that's what's going on at this point. She continues and just gets sneakier about it for now. And yeah, I mean, I've got no support except for the military watching out. And they're waiting for the right moment to pounce on all these guys. So thank you, military. Thank you to you guys. So I know you guys care, and I know you want to jump in right now, but you can't. I know. I understand. I get it. I understand. So don't give in to this, guys. And don't be afraid of these guys, for God's sakes. We're all being tested right now to do the right thing. I don't care where you're at in this process. Don't do the right thing. Do the right thing. No matter where you're at in this process. If you know me and if you know my situation and you're watching this right now, do the right thing. Do the right thing. I'm blessing the hell out of you guys. Oh, yeah, the Nasara. Nasara comes along with the quantum financial system. The quantum financial system has a consciousness. I don't care if you guys believe it or not. It's just true. Okay. It's time to grow out of the Stone Ages and go into like where we're at now. We got to catch up here. So there's a consciousness to it. And it does not allow lying, deceiving, or ill intentions. In the future, if you go to buy a direct energy weapon, it'll be failed, rejected, declined. Okay. All of you who are trying to do mean things to pick on somebody or to go after somebody for speaking truth or because somebody's trying to pay you to do it, which you're getting lied to about, by the way, again. They don't have your back. They don't really have your back. They're not going to give you what they say they're going to give you. I would have given you money. I would have taken care of you if you wouldn't have been doing that to me. I'd have been like, oh my gosh, you're gonna, you have a kid and it's a tough time making it. Well, let me see if there's anything that I can do. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna make it. You guys who've made a living of deceiving people, lying to people, scamming, any of that stuff, you guys, you're not making it. You're gonna be broke on the streets if you even survive. You guys are done. There's no way you're making it. So, and you're going to get rounded up and you're going to, and I personally, I am making sure that those of you who are having anything to do with allowing this to happen to me or partaking in it happening to me or giving her the weapons to do this to me, any of you a part of that process that's allowing this to happen, or if you know about it and you're not stopping it properly, you guys have judgment on you. You guys have judgment on you. Your power is being stripped from you. And you're not going to do well in the times ahead, that's for sure. You're like, God is not going to favor you guys whatsoever at all. And so that's not going to go well for you. You are put under judgment. Okay. And you're going to have immediate karma, instant karma for doing this to me or anybody like me. I've been praying for all of us because it's not just me in this situation. It's not just me that's being tormented like this. So I'm praying for all of you like me. We need to spread this video far and wide to anybody who's ever been picked on like this. Or like a lot of people probably aren't even talking about it because they're scared they're scared to be called crazy. I'm not scared to be called crazy because I know that I'm not. I know that for my entire life, I've done nothing but tell the truth and do the right thing. So I got nothing to hide. There's, you know, I'm like the most honest person you can talk to. I got nothing to hide and I got no reason to sit down at a stupid police station for 2.5 hours if nothing's going on. If I'm just imagining things. I'm sorry, that just cracks me up. I'm just imagining the pain. I'm just imagining my whole body being electrocuted. I'm just imagining that I can't sleep. And I'm imagining that my heart palpitates like it's going to come out of my body. Or like my insides are going to explode. I'm just imagining all of that. I just have this wild imagination and nothing better to do than just imagine all of these crazy ideas that are all true. So anyway, but it just shows you who's corrupt. It shows you who's a part of the ring. It shows you who's probably participated and been videotaped and they're being bribed or they're being, like if you say anything, we're going to tell them that you blah, 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 blah. There's all the bullshit that's been going on way too long that is not going to hold up anymore. None of this is going to be happening anymore. This is the crackdown, God says. This is the crackdown. God's in charge. He's in charge of it all. And he's going to be fucking flipping tables quick, soon. So you guys better get on the right side of things. If you can do something to help me, then do it. Because if you don't, it's not going to go well for you at all. I'm warning you now, and I've been warning you for a while. God loves me a lot. I'm very favored. And you don't want to see what happens if you keep doing stuff to me. Okay? I can handle it. I've been handling it for a month. And God's telling me to just sit here and just watch it all happen. Watch it all, document as much as I can, do what he tells me to do, like go down to the sheriff's office or go down to God's telling me to do all of it. Tell the sheriff all this, tell him all of it. Share your heart, say the whole thing. And sometimes I don't know why he's telling me to do it. Like if I'm actually going to get the help, or if it's just to expose them. But a lot of it so far has just been to expose people. I was going to say too, though, that those of you who are actually protecting me, who are telling the person to stop it, those of you who are, standing up against it, or those of you who are looking into it, those of you who've kind of snuck up and listened outside of her window, all of you guys, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Sending you the biggest fucking hug ever. Okay. You guys are really gonna something. Those of you who are looking out for me and doing the right thing in this situation are definitely, I am sending you my blessings. You're probably feeling my love. I'm sitting here sending it to you. So I want to do a blessing right now to do exactly that, to continue to put judgment on those who are not doing the right thing in all of these situations. This could be in your city or your town or somebody else that you know who seems to be shunned by everybody, that's going through some trouble and you don't want to get involved. So you've kind of, I'm putting judgment on everybody who's not helping somebody kind and loving right now. I'm putting judgment on all of you. Okay. And I'm also doing a tremendous blessing for anybody who is trying to do the right thing in this situation. Okay. We're going to do that right now. And now this is for everybody in the whole world, the whole universe, even. Tiwa she tana sa se ki wuwana tahi ke pe huha. Tututu she na to sa se la ai. Pu wuho na ai. Chichi chen ke do to sa sa. Ela tututu ton ta shishi shi ke ta sa se la wubo wubo pe na tron. Tata ta sa se se shi shi ke tan tata ta se se na to 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 shi shi. Tata ta ta se 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 shi 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 ken. It's never too late to change, you guys. It's never too late. The bad side already lost. They're just, crying about it. They're just throwing a fit about it, trying to do all they possibly can. So get on the winning side because this world's about to get really loving, really kind, really compassionate. It's going to have some incredible, we're going to be living by the Constitution. We're going to be operating under common law. No more bullshit. No more bureaucracy. No more kids getting hurt. No more kids getting kidnapped. People being honest with each other. People with their hearts on their sleeves is going to be what our world is. Okay. So if that sounds good to you and you were just bad because you didn't have any other choice, pretty much, you were just surrounded by those types of people, this is your opportunity to jump onto the right side. This is your chance. In this particular situation, in any situation like it, is God's way of sifting the wheat from the chaff. He's trying to figure out, okay, let's see what they do with my angel. Let's see what they do with this anointed one. When I send them along their path, do they decide to do the right thing or the wrong thing? Because that's going to tell me everything I need to do to them in the days ahead. Okay. So, thank you for watching. Please get the word out. Please, send this to anybody who, like I said, anybody in my situation, or just put it in the back of your mind in case they do this to you, what you can do to best protect yourself, and just be very present. Be very present and be smart. Learn ways of communicating, just like you would if you were, like I said, kidnapped. And yeah, the harassment has to stop now. It's got to stop, or God will stop it. Okay. Bye, guys.